Welcome to Toronto Island. Let's talk about listening. Most listening is about listening to respond to information that's being given to us. Our employees say something, we pull in the information, we craft our response and spit it back out. Great. That's an effective form of listening. We all do that, no problem. But if that's all you're doing, you're not being as effective as you can be. You're missing out on some key information that your employees are sharing with you. And if you're a new manager and you want to step up your communication skills, then you need to learn how to listen better. The first thing you need to do is to recognize when you're just listening to respond. And what do I mean by that? So if an employee's talking to you and your mind is thinking about the response and you're simply waiting for them to stop talking so you can give your answer, then you're just listening to respond. You're not actually listening. You're not actually pulling in all the information. You're just simply waiting so that you can start speaking again. And again, I recognize we have to be preparing our responses. Our employees obviously are looking for us to make decisions and give them information. But what I want you to do in this situation is start paying attention to when you are doing this. When you are just simply crafting the answer in your head, because that's when your mind is not with your employee and not with what they are saying, but simply on the answer itself. Now again, crafting an answer is important, but I'm trying to underline that you are missing information in this moment when you do that. So start by paying attention to those times. When you start noticing this, you are ready to begin listening at the next level. And listening at the next level is where you start looking past the words that the employees sing, looking past the things that they tell you to the things that are nonverbal or not spoken about. So you want to be paying attention to tone of voice. You want to be paying attention to body language. You want to even pay attention to the phraseology, how they even put the words together, because they may be saying things, but they're not actually saying things. And you need to pay attention to that. This is where you start to notice not just what they talk about, but perhaps how they feel about the thing they're talking about. Are they excited about it? Are they annoyed by it? Are they intimidated by you? Or for that matter, is there something that they are not telling you in this moment that you can just sense based on how they're saying what they're saying? And when you start to notice these extra emotional expressions, it gives you a place to ask better questions. You can start simply by making a statement saying, "Sounds like you were really excited by that," or "I get the sense that you're annoyed by what I'm asking you to do." Sometimes it's just a matter of making a statement and just seeing how they respond to you. It gives them an opportunity to validate, and then they may expand on what it is that's getting them excited or getting them bothered, which then allows you to identify any additional roadblocks or perhaps opportunities. If they're excited about something, maybe this is an area in which you can help them develop further, build their strengths and capabilities in that area, simply by just paying attention to how they're emotionally responding to this information. An employee's emotional expressions may not be specifically related to the work that they're doing, but it gets to the heart of their effectiveness. If they are not feeling the work, that's going to be a problem, and you need to identify that as a manager. So paying attention to how your employees feel can help you be more effective and help them be more effective. And when you start doing this, your employees will feel the difference. Consider this. Let's say you're having a conversation with somebody and they're on their phone and they're clicking away at emails and you're trying to talk to them about something. Obviously, you're not going to feel like they're paying attention to you. But if they put down their phone and they, look at you directly while you're speaking and nod and do these behaviors, you're going to feel like they're listening to them. It's going to make a difference. This is how they are going to feel when you start paying attention to more than just the words that they're saying, but you're being mindful of the emotions they're communicating. They're going to start feeling like, hey, my manager is actually paying attention to me. That means I, as the employee, have value in their eyes. What I'm saying matters. And this is going to build trust with your employees. So, can your listening skills be even better? Yes, they can. All right, so let's start back at the beginning. We're listening for information that we can gain from our employees. The second thing we want to do is we want to be paying into the nonverbal stuff, tone of voice and body language and even how they phrase the words. After that, you need to start paying attention to everything else. What do I mean by everything else? Well, consider this scenario. I think many of us have been in a situation where we've walked into a room and we can just sense the tension in this space. No one's necessarily saying anything, but we can feel it. We can almost cut that tension with a knife. And so this is what I'm talking about. This is where you are picking up on something that's happening in the space. Maybe it's the general body language, maybe it's the general things that are being said, and you're not picking up specific tonal differences, but you are noticing something's taking place. This is what I mean by paying attention to everything else. It's just simply being aware of what's happening in the room, in the environment, and just having that as extra data points. Now, that's not going to give you any specific pieces of information. You're not going to walk into a room that might feel tense and know what that is about. But it is enough to allow you to start asking questions, to say, what's going on here? Or, how are you guys doing? And start paying attention to specifically how they respond to that. It's just a way of giving you that much more information about what's taking place in the environment. Okay, here are the things you need to practice. First, start paying attention to when you're simply listening to respond. Notice when it's happening. That's the first key point, is actually just recognizing it's taking place. Once you recognize that's taking place, it gives you an opportunity to start paying attention in greater detail to how the employee is communicating to you. Pay attention to the other things that are being said to you, the nonverbal cues. And after you feel you've gotten good at that, then expand it. Start paying attention to everything that's happening in the room. It's a vague sort of concept, but I'm just encouraging you just simply to open your mind to what else is taking place. You may be surprised at what other information you get. Okay, so was that useful? What are your tips on listening better to employees? Let me know in the comments below. And if you're catching me on YouTube, then please make sure you like and subscribe. And for those of you who have found me on LinkedIn, be sure to follow my LinkedIn profile for more regular updates. I post things usually every week. And if you're looking to build on your communication skills, then consider clicking on the link and downloading my free communication guide specifically on asking great questions. This is an important foundational skill for any manager to have when working with employees. My name is Matthew Devine. I'm a management and leadership coach based here in Toronto, Canada, and I help support new engineering managers build effective, engaged, and even inspiring teams. So, until next time, let's get to work.